Hi y'all, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. So I printed out my Pinterest board and now I'm gonna put it in my wedding binder. So I did try filming this before and realized that there was glare, but the glare is actually from my phone. So I apologize. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna have to angle it. But yeah, so this section is just centerpiece ideas. Mainly because I don't want to do a bunch of flowers. Flowers are expensive. Greenery is not as expensive. And if you notice, a lot of them have like candles and jars and things of that nature, and they all have wooden slabs. I did notice that, but it is very in theme. Very, very in theme. So those are like the centerpiece ideas. Nothing like too crazy, nothing, it's something simple that you could do a lot with. And it's very on theme, very, very on theme. And so this little section I have here is just lights. I'm a big light person. Sorry, I have to down this. I'm a very big light person, absolutely love them. And our reception area has a roof type structure. It's not a ceiling, but like a roof type structure, and a bunch of beams that run across. So of course, I have photos of like lights and like what we could do with them. This one, I love this one with the mason jars, because our theme is really, it's like a country southern barbecue, but when you Google dresses and stuff, it's boho. So, but it's not like that type of boho, if that makes sense. But I love these so much. See, I even have a second picture. I love them so much. I would probably get plastic ones only because my fear is they would drop. But I just absolutely love it. And then if you didn't want to do anything dangling, I do have like 2 pictures of like lights, because I think that's super cute. Okay, hold on. I just realized I put them on the same. Okay, so that is different. Oh, here is another centerpiece one. And see, here's a little tiny one. And here's another centerpiece one, which, yes, a lot of some mason jars. I love mason jars. A lot of the decorations in our house includes mason jars, including cups and vases and kinds of other things. This is like the only room in the house that doesn't involve any type of mason jars. Sorry, I had to double check that before I said it. I was looking at the decor above us. But yeah. Okay, so now I have color schemes, and now I have to arrange my color schemes with my reception photos, because it's not enough to put a color palette. You have to give an idea of what the colors can look like. So now I have to try and figure that out. And the color palettes that I really like are terracotta and whatever goes with that. and then sunset. And there are two different types of sunset color schemes, where it's more of the brighter side, where it's like the pinks and the purples and the yellows. Whereas I like the deeper side, where it's the reds, the deeper oranges, still some yellow in there, maybe like a dark purple, or more, it's more like a lighter purple. But yeah, so I do have two different versions of that as well. But we'll play with it. We'll play with it because, like I said, it's not enough to have the color scheme. You have to see what it would look like as well. And I do have reception photos. Yeah, so let me see if, for example, I can provide you an example with like a light versus like a deeper sunset. I wish I could like turn the brightness up on some of these photos. I know that sounds dumb, but I also don't have like my light on. Okay, so like this is what I would say is like a deeper sunset. There is some browns in this one, so it's not like an exact one. I just really like this color. But like if you ignore like the dark browns and you actually look at the picture, you know, there's some like oranges, there is some like pinks, which is fine, and like almost like a maroon. Like this is actually like a really dark red, and then this is brown. Here, let me see if I can find a better version of that, because that is a little bit more like on the darker side. But yeah, like something like this, where that is reddish, like a pinkish red. Or this would probably be a better idea, where it's like weird to show on camera because I don't know if it's actually showing the way I see it. But it's basically like oranges, like pinkish reds, not like pink, like a little bit pinky red, violets, like red and purple, like those kind of colors, versus like the actual purple, pinks, red. I know they kind of look similar, but I promise they're not. I promise they're not. This is also what I would call like a lighter sunset. It's really, like I said, it's really hard to show you because I don't know if the colors are actually showing on the camera the way that I see them. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Yes. So let's see. There is a reason I like the sunset idea. But like something like that, of course, is a bit more extravagant than what I'm going for, but I just think it's very, very pretty. This is a bit more detailed in the sense that it has like the whole look of it, and I just think it's very, very pretty. Sorry, I'm trying not to have the glare, but that's just all you hear me say is it's very, very pretty. Here's a better example of like a deeper, I know, and someone's gonna be like, that looks like fall, and it's like, yes, kind of, okay, just without the brown. Basically, because we're getting married in the summer, so I have to, you know, I'm a fall girly getting married in the summer. So, anywho, and then I have flowers right here. Flowers are a pain. Not a fan of it. Truly not a fan. I've never been a big fan of flowers. I don't understand how I'm supposed to get flowers for a wedding. But this would be terracotta. It's just like little like flowers that go together. This would be terracotta. Let's go with terracotta. this is just like an example. I don't know why I have this, to be quite honest. I think this was meant for like a lighter sunset with the yellows. Like it's like a mixture of both, really. This one also is terracotta. Some of these, I think this is almost the same thing. No, there's like maybe 3 different ones on that one. But like, you know, I have these where it has like some orange, some red, and some pink. I hate that they all kind of look like the same color. I promise that they're not. And then I have, you know, yellows and oranges. See, I couldn't cut those off because then it would cut too much of the flowers, but that's what was on the other photos. And then I have reds and pinks. They all look the same on camera. I'm so sorry. I do have this one, just, you know, burnt orange and ivory, because I think that would be really cute too. And then this one, that's also like more of like a sunset with it's like yellow and like pink and red. So it's the difference between the sunsets is it's the same colors. The difference is how light versus how dark the color is. That's really it. Which all that is a mess. I do have a maroon section because I was like really into maroon. That was originally like my favorite, but honestly I like the other ones a lot better, but that's just where we're at. That's where we're at. That is where we are at. I could have sworn I already had that photo. Okay. But these are the maroons. Like here's an example of a color palette. It's just like maroon, white, gray, a little bit of greenery, some pink. Not a big fan of it, but just like an example. You know, it is a bit more classy feel to it, which is fine. And again, these are examples. This is not what mine's gonna look like. Not that fancy. Not this fancy, but it's just like an example of what, you know, it could look like. The red's bold against, you know, the white and the green. Like it's a very, very classic feeling, old-timey feeling, and it's very pretty. But now that we have our venue, I do like more the approach that we are trying to go for, where it's just like a big family barbecue having fun versus an actual like wedding reception, in the sense that like, you know, the attire for the reception is boots and sundresses. Like literally, it's like an old, you know, a country barbecue. And this to me is more wedding reception, where like you definitely show up in, you know, like wedding guest dress, you know, stunning and, you know, whatever, like dressed to the nines and blah 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 blah. Not saying you couldn't have like fun with that, but it is a bit more like, to me, like an uppity feel, like a bit more elegant than what we're going for. Okay, and then I'm trying to separate the easy ones out. And then like I have some decor ideas. Of course, more wood. And then we did talk about using disposable cameras instead of hiring a photographer for the reception, just because it just seems more fun that way. You know, like it is a very informal wedding reception. The ceremony is extremely formal, but as far as a wedding reception, it's very informal. And we just, like, I keep repeating it, but it's the truth. We just want people to have fun. We want everyone to have a good time. And so we think this would be the best approach, because we don't really want to hire a photographer. And some people might use it, some people might not. But I mean, there's the feeling that a disposable camera has. I used to use them when I was a kid a lot, and like the blurred images and, you know, the Valencia type feeling to it, it's more homey, which I think captures a lot of our relationship. Is a lot of what we try to do is very home style. Our home is very cozy, and we just try to just have, you know, a simple good time, I guess. I did see this. It says it's like a bucket list, and you write something down for the couple for the bucket list. But I only have this because our reception venue actually has a working well, and the property manager already mentioned like we could throw stuff down there. Only for wedding purposes, not as a trash can. Just grab that. And then of course, I don't think my fiance would go for it, but if he did, oh, this is actually a light photo, to show like how we could decorate the dessert area. And then this is also what I'm going for, because we are doing, our venue does not have, it's not all inclusive. So a lot of the stuff we're doing ourselves. And so I think this would be a super cute idea for drinks and stuff like that, because we're having a buffet style. So, and then I love the barrels. I know this is more for like ceremony, but I love the barrels. Reminds me of Beauty Pie. Alright, what are the rest of these photos? Okay, here's another decor one. Not a big fan of that one, but just an example of like what we could do. I think this is, I don't know what that would be considered. Oh, see, this is actually what a couple at the wedding venue did. Yeah, so that's these barrels. I don't know what these would be considered. This to me looks more like a centerpiece photo, like what you could do. I'm gonna add that with the centerpiece. I don't know if this is decor. This is like color scheme. It's giving color scheme vibes. Okay. So we have those separated out. Now I have to do the hard part and figure out what's what. Okay, so this is sunset, this is sunset, this is sunset. Which type of sunset? I do not know. This is terracotta. This, sorry, I'm trying to get the light in it. I guess that could be a sunset. That's definitely terracotta. That's terracotta. Pretty sure this one actually says terracotta on it. That does too. Actually, this is the same color palette. Just different photos. It's funny. Okay, that's definitely terracotta. Yep, the doodle. This is more of like a sunset palette. Anywho, I can't tell. I think that's a terracotta. It's hard to tell if it's like a red or orange, but I think it's like an orange. That's a sunset. That's a sunset. It's a sunset. I don't know who sunset. 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 Yeah, it's a sunset. 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 Okay. So all the sunset ones over here. And then I realized that I have two of these. I'm gonna use the skinnier one. That one I think is a terracotta. Let me just make sure, like, alright. Okay, so I do have something I have to do. Okay. Alright. So all the sunsets are together. This is like a sunset palette, but the picture is not, which is odd, but you know. Whatever. Alright. So now I gotta figure this out, because I actually have a color palette, another color palette, and these are all terracotta. There's more color palettes, I just gotta find it. Alright, more color palettes. I think this is the same photo. That's interesting. Okay, again, I'm gonna use a smaller one. Okay, so I have terracotta and burgundy, which that does give a little bit more fall for sure. This is just terracotta is just like a main color. It doesn't show any side colors. Oof. And then this one is terracotta and sage. So like you can tell the difference between them for sure. Similar but not the same. Alright, so with that being said, now I gotta figure out who's a what. Who's a what? So it's similar actually. Those flowers are similar. Terracotta is not as bright, but that's, to me, the flowers are like red and pink and white, which is what her bouquet looks like. So we're gonna do that one. This one is just like a terracotta one, so it's gonna go with this one. Alright, let's see. I don't know what that one was. Okay, so like, see, this is definitely terracotta and sage. That one. This is also just terracotta and like pine cones in white. Yeah, so that's gonna go with the all terracotta one. There's that with some greenery. I guess I'll do that one with the sage, just because there's some greenery, but I don't see anything else. There's that one. Some of these are gonna be a little harder. In the background though, there's like red and pink, so I'm just gonna go with this one. Okay, so my daughter just woke up, so I am gonna have to like try and speed run this. But that's definitely terracotta and sage. In my opinion, that's terracotta and sage because the green is definitely present. This one, what would you say, terracotta and sage? I mean, there's like white and other stuff. Because that's just greenery. That's I don't know. See, this one, I don't know. This one, I don't know. I'm gonna do terracotta and sage. This one is like actually, I think this one is like a different color palette completely. See, like the circles at the top? That's a different color palette. Okay, interesting. This is also a different color palette. This is like really dark. That goes in a stage of its own. There's actually a lot of different color palettes I have in here. Like there's this one, which that one's super gorgeous. And then I have that same color palette right here, with just different examples. So with that, where that's present, there's this one. It's like white photos. I think that would go pretty with it. This I think might go pretty with it. Like some of these I just don't know. Okay, well, I speed ran it. I'm still unsure about some of them. I didn't get through the sunset one. I am so sorry, but my daughter is waking up, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.